Michelle, she should change her name to Misery Obama. That's really what I think of when I... Misery Obama never has a positive word to say. Never. Not about children, not about family, certainly not about her husband. By the way, before we leave this topic, here's her latest soundbite that made the rounds. This happened on June 18th, but I was off. Here it is, 39.
You should have threw a boy in the mix. I would. I'm so glad I didn't have a boy.
Yeah.
Because he would have been a Barack Obama.
Was like baby Barack. It would have been amazing.
No, I would have felt for him.
All right, picture this. A big showdown between a super famous lady and a sharp-talking TV host. It's like a playground argument, but with fancier words. Here's what happened when Michelle Obama, who used to help run the country, got called out by Megyn Kelly in a way that made everyone stop and listen. It's juicy, it's messy, and it's like watching your favorite cartoon characters have a spat.
Speaking of people who continue to play the victim even though they're not, here is today's daily dose of Michelle Obama, who has been out there trying to promote her terrible podcast that has absolutely no fan following. And she decides everything she says and does is a complaint. Everything. And so she winds up talking to Tina Knowles, also better known as Beyonce's mother, about marriage and divorce, which is Michelle's favorite topic, one of them at least. Number one is how much she hates her time as first lady. She hated it. And number two, I mean, you could go either way, how racist the country is and how much she can't stand it. And then we're coming in, at least in the top three, is her negative comments about her husband. And
Michelle Obama thought she could stroll into the spotlight, acting all cool and waving like she's leading a parade of her biggest fans. But then Megyn Kelly showed up, ready to shake things up with a big grin. Suddenly, all the sparkly, perfect stuff about Michelle didn't look so shiny anymore.
From the Barack Michelle Obama appearance podcast, because everybody thinks they're getting a divorce, and let's face it, they probably are. She dragged him onto her show with brother Craig, and the following took place. Here's how it started in SOT 36.
Barack Obama, can you join us?
Michelle's always acted like she's one of us, but also kind of like a queen living in a super fancy treehouse. It's all pretty and perfect, with everyone cheering for her. But when someone like Megyn flips on the lights and points out the not-so-perfect stuff, that treehouse starts to wobble.
Oh, I genuinely think she meant what she said. Oh, God, I'd have another Barack Obama on my hands. And who the hell wants that? I mean, we kind of can relate, but whatever. It's fine. It's different. We're the general public. But it was so funny. Like, I'll show the audience one other thing. Yesterday we had on Ruthless, and Josh Holmes was saying you should show some outtakes because we showed a tease. I'm like, we should show some outtakes. So they cut a couple of you and me when we were sitting there, and just how funny it was because she's so absurd. We had no idea she was this negative a person.
Megyn, with her super smart words and a look like she's been waiting forever to spill the tea, tore into Michelle's Queen act like it was a sale at the dollar store. Michelle's all about saying, I'm just like you, but also acting super royal, and the news people, they love her so much they practically faint when she talks.
Work and going to therapy and just figuring out, like, what happened those 8 years we were in the White House?
What happened that 8 years?
What did that do to me internally, my soul? No one talks about this. No, they don't.
We made it through.
We got out alive.
I hope we made the country proud.
My girls are whole.
But what happened to me?
What happened to me?
Michelle steps up, using her same old "we stay nice" speech, but then throws sneaky shade like a mom who's mad she wasn't invited to a party. She acts one way, but does the opposite so much. It's like she could sell acting to face as a fancy brand at a health food store.
When she talks about, like, her time in the White House, Barack running, it's all negative on this new podcast. I mean, it's exactly what we thought. It's very clear she hated being First Lady. She hated being in Washington. She doesn't like the fact that Barack was president. I mean, she just has nothing but negative things to say. Here's just one small, she doesn't like openly get, caustic, but she makes it pretty clear that
she pretends she's the fancy for messy politics, but everything she does screams, I'm back for round 2. It's like a singer dropping a surprise album nobody asked for. Megyn wasn't buying it, though. She called out Michelle's fake "I'm so normal" stories. Like, really? You went to the best schools, had amazing jobs, and live in a huge mansion. But you're telling us about forgetting your lunch. Real people are out here choosing between paying rent or buying food. And Michelle's talking about self-care from a super expensive chair. Megyn took those stories and shredded them like paper, not to be mean, but to say, come on, nobody believes this fairy tale anymore. Because when everyone knows how rich you are, the I'm just like you story doesn't work.
This woman is a one-woman destitution derby. Every time we check in on her at her podcast, she is feeling sorry for herself. She is criticizing Barack Obama or this country. She never has a positive word to say about anything. And the latest example was when she went on this other guy's podcast, Jay Shetty. She goes and sits down with him, and he asks her, what are you afraid of? And she starts off by saying, well, my fears aren't for me. I think about the streets. My fears aren't for me.
Well, in this current climate, for me, it's, what's happening to immigrants.
I mean, I travel in a 4-car motorcade.
And don't get me started on Michelle's fancy outfits at charity events. She shows up looking like she's ready for a red carpet, all while saying she's super down to earth. Nothing says normal like a sparkly outfit that costs more than a car. Megyn pointed out that Michelle loves the spotlight, but only if it comes with clapping and cheering, if anyone dares question her. She acts like the world's not ready for her greatness. It's her go-to move to dodge tough questions.
You should have threw a boy in the mix. I'm so glad I didn't have a boy.
Yeah.
Because he would have been a Barack Obama.
Was like baby Barack. It would have been amazing.
No, I would have felt for him.
She just borrowed our boys.
Yes, I got plenty.
Wow.
Catch that? She's glad she didn't have a boy because he would have been a Barack Obama. And that's a hard pass for her. This woman can't stand him.
Wait a minute. Now I like her. She prevented another Barack in the world. Iranian regime quakes. We could have had another shot.
Michelle's act is always the same. A few tears, a story about her childhood, and saying she never wanted to be famous. But she's been on more magazine covers than most presidents. She says she wants everyone to get along, but her words can be so snooty. It's like she's looking down on everyone. Megyn didn't yell or get mad, she just calmly took apart Michelle's perfect image, piece by piece. Suddenly, Michelle's fancy speeches and borrowed sayings didn't look so special anymore. It's like Michelle's playing an old game. Act a little sad to avoid blame, say something inspiring, and hope everyone loves her again. Remember her garden? Yeah, she planted it, but her team made sure everyone heard about it.
He loved the way you talk about the need to get your independence.
Yeah.
Because your marriage wasn't always what it should have been.
Right.
Okay, so she's going right in, like, independence is what it's about. Of course, you had a shitty marriage. I can totally relate. And then, can I just show you one more? Look at SOT 23. No, I'm sorry. It's the VO6, where the two of them get up and they start dancing. And this is part of the Michelle Obama attempted reinvention. I'm sorry, but I'm not impressed. To make herself into something cool. Here she is again. Make herself into something cool, Walter, that like we can relate to. She's a cool girl because she was first lady, and that she can get up there and dance with Beyonce's mom. I'm sorry, but all I can think is you hate the country.
And when things get tricky, Michelle goes quiet or starts talking about our journey or raising her kids. Instead of answering hard questions, if someone points out her mistakes, she makes it sound like they're just being mean to women. It's a sneaky way to avoid the truth. Megyn saw right through it. She called Michelle out for building a huge brand, like a movie superhero universe. With her book and speeches, it's not just a story, it's a big, fancy show with music and lights, like something you'd see on a TV special, all about how awesome she is.
There will be parental pain. We have to become tougher for the sake of our kids. And I just don't think that there's any way around making this easy for parents. And I think that that's what
Parenting is never easy.
It's not supposed to be. And it's not fun. Life isn't fair. And that's another lesson for kids to learn,
It's not fun. It's painful having children. It's not fun.
And she wonders why, as she told Amy Poehler, her daughters run the other way when she opens her mouth to offer what is surely unsolicited advice.
Like, I look back on my own experience with my kids. Yeah, it's hard when they're very little. It's a lot more hard work than, now my kids are 15, 14, and almost 12. But it's still fun. They're so cute. I don't know a mother who would look back at years 1 through 13 and say, it's going to be bad. Those 13 years, they're bad. The kids are a hassle. And then doubles down here saying parenting is not fun. It's painful.
Then Megyn came in, super calm, like someone who knows exactly what's up. She didn't need to yell or dig up dirt. She just asked, does this even make sense? And held up a mirror to Michelle's perfect world. That was enough to make Michelle's shiny, happy image shake like a wobbly toy tower. Michelle's way of fighting back is super polite, but sneaky. She says something snappy with a smile. And the news people love it, but the rest of us are like, did she just diss someone in a fancy way?
Like, I look back on my own experience with my kids. Yeah, it's hard when they're very little. It's a lot more hard work than, now my kids are 15, 14, and almost 12. But it's still fun. They're so cute. I don't know a mother who would look back at years 1 through 13 and say, it's going to be bad. Those 13 years, they're bad. The kids are a hassle. And then doubles down here saying parenting is not fun. It's painful.
Megyn was like a teacher checking homework, all serious and straight to the point. She didn't care that Michelle's fans were freaking out. She just said, if everyone's always clapping for you, maybe you're not as real as you think. And just like that, Michelle's image as America's favorite leader started to fall apart. One happy quote at a time. It wasn't a big fight, it was just Megyn's calm, let's be real vibe that made everyone see the cracks.
She's still just as bitter as ever. There's such a great new, spin of complaints here. Here's one from her most recent episode, which still on YouTube, she's got 200,000 subscribers. It's really amazing that now she's been doing this for how many episodes? She's been literally on every podcast of the left wing promoting it.
And the things were, there was a line of people waiting to shake hands with our respective husbands, people reaching over our heads and spilling water on us, trying to get to these two, illustrious men.
And that's annoying because she's supposed to be the star. Michelle Obama. This dovetails perfectly with so many other comments she's made about how she is, what about me?
Michelle acts like she's above all the drama, like she's some kind of perfect hero who's never done anything wrong. But she's just as involved in politics as anyone else. She just does it in fancy shoes. Every picture, every speech, every TV appearance is all about making her look amazing, like her podcast is saving the world. Spoiler, it's not. Megyn didn't attack her, she just showed everyone that Michelle's perfect image is like a balloon that pops when you poke it. Behind every nice quote is a business deal. And behind every emotional story is a team making sure she looks good.
Even knowing that there are divorce rumors and, she's not showing up for him, whether it's at the Jimmy Carter funeral or the Trump inauguration or the basketball game he just went to in LA when visiting their daughters, and then dinner with the daughters was not there. Here she is talking about it. if it were me, I would say something nice about him. I would say he's just so charming. It was meant to be. I knew he could heal the earth in the way he did. There was only one person who could do it, and it was my husband, Barack Obama, whatever. Then she gets on to talking a little bit about him personally, and this is how that sounded.
When a girlfriend comes to visit, it's usually you got to stay for 2 days because it's going to take us
so much time to come
to check up. Now, Barack's come in, he's come out, and he's like, y'all.
Michelle's life after the White House is like a big play where she's the star of every scene. She's the humble helper, the wise teacher, the queen everyone loves. But when Megyn walks in and asks, what's really going on, the whole show starts to look fake. The news people get mad when anyone questions Michelle. But Megyn did it anyway. She gave Michelle's image a reality check. And now Michelle's team is probably scrambling to write a new book about how being criticized just makes her stronger, because to her, getting called out is just proof she's awesome.
The truth is, if you add it all up, even the year, if the odds were you're going to be married to your partner for 50 years, and 10 of those years could be bad.
Is it, Michelle? It's not. I've been married for 17 and a half years, and not one was bad. I think she and he married the wrong people.
In the end, Michelle's perfect vibe isn't as strong as it seems, it's just that nobody's dared to question it. For a long time, Megyn did. And she saw right through the fancy curtain to the awards Michelle gives herself. Then she gently tipped them over. Now Michelle's fans are trying to fix the mess while pretending nothing happened. But we all saw it. The shine faded, the magic broke. And all it took was one person saying the truth with a little smirk. In Michelle's world of compliments and perfect pictures, that truth was the most surprising thing of all.